Hi everybody, it's Rexanna and I'm here in the kitchen and I wanted to go over something that was kind of a serious topic today. Um, it is for the person who's going through it, but for anybody else that is around them, they just kind of wonder what's going on with that person. And some people that don't know what's going on, they may even kind of think something serious is going on, but they don't really want to say anything to that person. And if those people who might say something to the person, they might not know how to comfort them. And to be quite honest with you, I've been one of these people. It's an allergy sufferer person. And to some people that don't have allergies, it's quite honestly very hard. Um, I've been an allergy sufferer for most of my life, and I've kind of done some research and study, what causes a person to have allergies and another person not to have allergies is really a big question. And sometimes when you have allergies and you continue to have allergies, um, and nobody else around you has any allergies, it can be very frustrating. You can have allergies and have a few symptoms, or you can have quite an array of symptoms. And for people that have no idea what you're going through, it can be very frustrating, like I said. But some people suffer just with postnasal drip. Some people suffer on the outside. They have the swollen eyes, they have the puffiness, they have the itching of the skin, and animals can have allergies as well. But a lot of times is because of our immune system. Our immune system, we could be allergic to food, we could be allergic to our atmosphere, we could be allergic to clothing, we could be allergic to many different things. And so today, what I'm going to just zone in on is I'm going to zone into our environment. And it could be because we're having an immune response to some things in our environment. Quite recently, I had that. It was an attack on my body. It was a lot of things happening to me at one time, and your stress level can go up. I see it happening to a lot of people, and it's because of our environment. Our environment is changing, our bodies are changing, and quite honestly, I see people, they hear this, they hear that, they get on the computer, they Google this, they Google that, and it's a lot of people think that it's this answer or that answer, but if you will just realize that it's not one answer that will fix just one thing, that our body is all of our bodies are not the same. Our bodies are all very complex. Um, but I'm going to offer a few solutions, and I'm going to name a few things that maybe some people have not thought about. And our body and these few things that I'm going to go over, maybe you might want to get a pen and a piece of paper. And the things that I've looked at, I've actually, they've been tested out, both in the herbal community. They've been tested out on numerous people. They've been tested out on pets. They've been tested out on humans, and lots of results have accompanied this. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to name off a flower, okay? And this flower, this can be used on, like if you're having swollen eyes, if you're having like runny eyes, drippy eyes, and if you're also having postnasal drip, if you're having a cough and a sore throat, because a lot of times when we have allergies, we have drainage that goes along with it. And we might even have a cough. We might have same signs and symptoms that accompany what people may think you're sick. They think you might have a cold. And you may even have body aches that resemble that you have a cold. But it's not a cold. A lot of times it's just a simple allergy attack. And you may even feel like you're coming down with a flu, but it's body aches and you don't have a fever, you don't have any of that stuff, but you're just simply, your immune system is kind of low and you feel achy, you feel bad, you don't really want to get up and go do anything, you just simply want to lay on the couch. And your body is simply telling you that you need to rest. And your immune system is just kind of like, I'm tired, I don't want to do anything. So I'm going to start out with the external and we're going to work our way up to a tea. And this tea is very good for the immune system. We're going to talk about the calendula, and the calendula is a beautiful flower. This is in its dried form. And a lot of times in the winter, you can still get allergies even in the spring, the winter, the fall. I mean, all the way up until, you know, all year round, you can have allergies because of your environment. Some people are allergic to different pets. Some people are allergic to different clothing. And until you pinpoint and figure out what you're allergic to and get that out of your environment, or get that, or some people go to work and they're allergic to something at work and they just don't know and they have no choice. But this is something that I feel that you can use and help your body externally. So what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to actually do this, but I'm just going to talk about it and show you how to do it. And I'm going to move my camera, and I think you can see that. You can get a clean sock just like this. You can open the sock up and you can put some of these flowers, this calendula flower, and you can put these socks inside of here, okay? And you can fill the sock up. You can put about a half a cup to a whole cup all the way down inside of here, okay? And then once you have this pretty full, okay, and make sure your sock is clean, you're gonna have that all full. You're gonna put like some sort of cord, or if you have, I have a rubber band here because I think rubber bands are easier. You don't have to worry about tying it and falling off, but if you just, whatever kind of cording you have, if you have just regular string, then you put that just like that. And you fill your little, I like stainless steel. I don't like any kind of coating on the inside because your coating on your pan has toxics. But if that's all you have, that's fine. But you put your sock in here full of your calendula, and you just fill it just about a pint of water to 2 pints of water would be okay, but just make sure it's covered. And then you want non-chlorine water, no chlorine, not tap water, but just if you have a bottle of water, put a bottle of water in there, that's fine, but no chlorine. Chlorine can interfere with, you know, you don't want chlorine on your face. And then you put it on about a medium high. You don't want it real high, and you want it to get nice and you want the rose, or not the rose petals, you want the calendula flowers to get nice and steamy, okay? About 5 to 10 minutes after it's getting nice and warm. Excuse me. So after you see that it's bubbling, okay, you turn off your heat and you let it sit there. If you've got a lid, put it on there for about 5 minutes, okay? Your sock's gonna be in here, but your sock's gonna be okay because you didn't boil it. You want it medium high, okay? Excuse me. Now you can put your calendula flowers away. And you don't have to buy as much as I bought. I have all this much because I use it for different things. You can get about a 4-ounce bag at Star West Botanicals. If not Star West Botanicals, maybe your neighbor has them. And they're not to be confused with marigolds. They're not marigolds. They're actually called Calendula officinalis, and they're actually calendula flowers is where you want to type it into your computer. And a lot of people say, oh, I know that's marigolds. They're not marigolds. They don't have the same properties or the same healing, not healing, but the actions. They don't work the same in your body the same way, okay? So after you get the lid off, you might want to get a pair of tongs because this water going to be really hot. And you want to get like a plastic bowl or a glass bowl and put your sock into a bowl and let the water drip really good. And then after it's cooled off, after you get it out, don't throw the water away in here. Don't throw this water away. This water that's going to be in here is you're gonna come back to it, okay? Leave this water right here to cool off. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna very lightly, after this sock is cooled off, don't let it cool, let it just get to warm, but let the water just let it drip out of here, let it have a little bit of water in it, and now put it over your eyes if that's the part that's swollen, over your eyes. If you have a rash anywhere, if you have some sort of a part of your body that has a rash here, put it over there. If you need to get 2 or 3 socks that has calendula in it, get 2 or 3 socks and put calendula in it. Or if you just need to keep reapplying and dipping your water in there, just keep doing that. If you need to stick this whole sock in a bathtub and get the warm water in the bathtub, then I suggest putting this in the bathtub. This is a very soothing and healing herb to take down. It's an anti-inflammatory, and let me get to my book real quick. Okay, just follow me over here. It's a anti-inflammatory. It's an antifungal. It's an antimicrobial. So if you have something going on around your skin that you don't even know about, that you might have gotten into, that's an antifungal, antimicrobial. So you know, this is the most soothing, calming. It will calm your skin down. It will soothe your skin in a matter of minutes and minutes, and maybe even seconds. So and it's astringent. So we're not talking about a chemical astringent. We're talking about a very soothing astringent. You know, when you have something that's itching and, you know, how you just want to scratch it, so you're thinking about putting something on it, this here, by laying this somewhere that's scratching and itching, it's going to calm it down right away. It's going to take all the itching and scratching away. So if you have a small child or a pet that they just can't control themselves, do this. Do it multiple times and do it throughout the day. You're not going to overdose on this herb. This herb, you know, how you might say, well, I can only do it so many times a day because it might be an ointment or lotion or something. And they said they can only do it so many times a day. This will be perfect because you can dip this, and if you want to just stand over a towel and put it all over their body, if they're having, you know, a major rash, they'll take the red out. It'll, you know, if it's swelled up, if your eyes are just really bad and it gets a little liquid in the eyes, it's not going to hurt their eyes. So that's why I really like to use this to calm things down, to really help that beginning stage, to help really relax and calm things down. So calendula is, you can put it all over the body. You know, it has vitamins in it. It has, it's an antispasmodic. It's an antimicrobial. It's a lymphatic. It's good for the entire top of the head. You know, your lymphatic is all over. So this will go right into the body and go right all over the lymphatic system. Okay. You can drink this as a tea. You can drink this as a tea. So let's go into the tea that, and you can keep coming back to this. If you have not used all this liquid, you can pour this liquid, and you want to keep your sock, you can keep this up to 3 days, or you can keep doing this until everything is gone. Okay, you could put this in the refrigerator and use it for the next 2 to 3 days. Okay, just try to keep things clean. If you feel like, you know, I need to take a bath, take a bath. But just, I wouldn't use any soap or anything like that. I just keep using this herb. All right. So you think about, well, what's going on inside my body? Well, just really let everything heal naturally. Let everything heal naturally. But what we're thinking about is we're thinking about the immune system. How can we get that immune system to, you know, if it's immune compromised, or if it's immune, like if it's just sitting there, let's do something to kind of let it go up. Now, if you're immune compromised and you're thinking, what about this person, you know? Do you have any major thing going on? I mean, let's think about that for just a minute. Now, if you don't have anything going on, then let's do something, okay? So I would think the first thing we want to do, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do, I'm not a veterinarian, I'm just trying to share some information that, some experience that's happened to me, okay? And I've done this research for myself, okay? That's all I'm trying to do. This is just an educational video that I've done on myself and my family. That's all I'm trying to share here. So basically what I've done is I've started thinking about boosting my immune system. From the research that I've done, I've found out with the previous tinctures that I've made, and I have found out that if my immune system is really good and I'm building my immune system up, that what I do is I go in there and I start taking some Astragals. If I'm not already taking Astragals, most of the time I'm taking Astragals and some other things to get my immune system up. So I take me some Astragals. I take it in the tincture form. And so I highly recommend taking Astragals root. It is a immune builder. There's a lot of things that we can take to boost the immune system. And I don't really want to boost my immune system at this time. And I know people get all kind of confused. Well, why not boost the immune system? Well, it depends on the person. Remember I said in the beginning of the video, it depends on the person, and it depends on the situation, you know, what's going on. This is kind of way I'm treating this situation. I'm treating this situation as an environmental thing. This is kind of an environmental allergy attack. So what I'm doing here, and I just wanted to take a brief break because we're not totally out of the, we're going into the immune system, but we're not leaving. I wanted to show you how gold and how pretty calendula oil can be. This is what we make our salves out of. Calendula is a beautiful flower, and we make our salves. And the reason we put it in oil is so that we can make our salves. And this is a salve that I've added. This is mullein salve with peppermint. And it's great for making salves so that you can put on the skin for chest congestion, for all different kinds of things. I just wanted to throw that side note out there that calendula is the base for a lot of home remedies And this is something that I keep around all the time because calendula is a multi-faceted remedy. It's not just for something that you could use on the skin for allergies. You can use it. It's a multi wonderful herb, and we're fixing to use it in our tea. Um, can be used. I'm taking it out of the tea, but you can put it in there in replace of chamomile. And what I'm going to do now is I'm moving on to the immune system, and I'm kind of going forward to help with like throughout the day and the next couple of days to bring in some relief because a lot of times we get into stress when we got all this other stuff going on. So I've made a happy tincture, and I'm going to put it in the description of this. And the happy tincture is something I don't really want to get involved with right now because when we get into the tincture form, we lose a lot of nutrition and we lose a lot of different properties. So I want to get into the tea. The tea is something that's calming, it's soothing, and it's something that nettles is a number one herb that is very nutritious, and it has a natural histamine in it. And so I want to read to you the number one that people go to. It's a go-to herb that can be drank. You can give it to your animals. You can cook with it, even if you're not suffering from allergies. But it's a very nutritive herb, and that's stinging nettle. Stinging nettle is just great in the form of a natural histamine. It's a lot of people's just going to go to the grocery store and they're going to get something to try to clear all this up. Well, you're still going to be left with a problem. So you want to try to do something that is going to really help you get to the cause of the problem and know what happened, why it happened, so that you don't just go through a vicious circle over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And that is really something that, like, to me, you understand. Don't go back to that same old merry-go-round, And if you also have rosemary, and if you have a rosemary plant, instead of I have two rosemaries. I have one that is outside in the ground, and then I have another one that I bring inside over winter. And the rosemary is something that you can bring in your house and smell all year round. And you can also take it outside. And when you take that plant outside, um, during the summer months, but you can also bring it in the house and you can just walk by it and smell it, and it can give you all those wonderful smells all year round. And it has a wonderful and a natural antihistamine to where you are smelling it, you're rubbing up against it, you can grab it and cook with it. It's fresh. It's just great to smell it, see it, and have it in your house. Another one, we're not going to be using some of these in the tea, but I just wanted to go over these with you so that you would have it in your memory, have it in your notes if that's what you would like. This is from the Botanical Institute, and they did a lot of these studies. I didn't write them down, but a lot of them were done on animals. Some of them were done on humans. The next one, they did do this one on humans. I did write that one down. It was garlic, and it helps with the lungs. It also helps reduce the histamine release. So it's helping your allergic response. So some people don't like garlic. I do like garlic. It has so many different helps in the body, and I just happen to love it. Another one is turmeric. It's mild to moderate. Some people don't like the taste of it, so it was very hard for them to get an accurate study done. And some people took it in the pill form, and you have to take 500 milligrams every day in order for them to see. And it was done over a longer period of time. So some people forget to take the pill. So that's why it was kind of an accurate study. And ginger, which this one is another one of the herbs that I absolutely love. It was a 4-week study, and it was also done on humans. Um, and it reduces the mucus. So anytime you have something that reduces the mucus, they think it's a big hit, because you do have a lot of mucus buildup when you have an allergy attack, and the tearing in the eyes and so forth. They consider that one a big hit. So one thing I wanted to say before we go over the tea is pay attention. You might want to take notes if this is a reoccurring thing. Like, what have you done recently? What have you ate recently? Like I said, it could be environmental. A lot of people suffer from environmental, that like have a job. What kind of chemicals are you getting into? What kind of things are you around on a daily basis? Or is this something that's just out of the clear blue sky? Because a lot of times that you may have an attack, it's just something that you haven't really done before. And you may say, well, I was doing this or cleaning out my shed, or I was asked to do this on my job and I've never done that before. And so, yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just one time thing, or something that you've done all the time. And you may just be getting to that certain stage in your life where your body's like, I'm not doing it anymore. So sometimes you just have to kind of look at the situation and you say, well, we started a new thing at work, or you just got to take it and start journaling it, and maybe it's a new dish soap, or a new laundry soap, or something like that. But anyway, I think you understand what I'm trying to say. We're going to do Happy Tea, and Happy Tea is a combination of herbs. And if anybody wants this, they can email me at gardenofherbstx@gmail.com, and I'll have that in the description as well. And I will email you this. I'm not going to take the time to write the recipe in the description like I have before, because I kind of feel like people will just go on there and they'll copy the recipe down. They won't like my videos. They won't subscribe to my channel. And I feel like I don't mind. I didn't mind in the past, but I feel like if you really want to have contact with me, you'll contact me through Gmail and you'll talk to me. I really want people to engage with me. I really want to develop a relationship with people, and I really want to invite people to like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and really talk to me. And before, it really didn't bother me, but I think it's really bothering me that people are saying thanks for the recipe, and then they don't subscribe, and then they just walk away. And I'm like, hey, I really wanted to talk to that person, but that's okay. I understand. But I'm just doing things a little differently, and I hope people understand. If you want this, I'll be glad for free to let you have it. But let's just start this new year out right with meeting each other, talking to each other. Subscribe to my channel, share my videos. It's not a lot to ask. Okay, back to the Happy Tea and the recipe. Ashwagandha is the #1 herb, and ashwagandha is the woman's herb. It has iron in it, and it's something that is immune builder. If you're low, it's going to make you go up. If your immune system is lower, your functions, either up or down, it's going to help you go wherever your immune system is. The reason I added this is because if you're up, you're going to go down. If you're down, you're going to go up. So either way, it's really good herb to have. And during this time, you don't really want to do a lot of, if you can get out of it, you don't really want to do a lot of stressful things. You really want to focus on yourself and not call into work or anything like that, but you want to try to just laugh, watch an old time movie if you can. Don't do anything really stressful. I mean, don't watch the news, but just try to get your mind off of the cares of this world. And then the second herb is holy basil. Holy basil is an excellent herb. It's like an antidepressant, a natural antidepressant. And it's an adaptogen. It's safe to take every day. And it lowers the glucose levels in the body. So if you're somebody who has to watch what you eat and you think, well, I just, but it's a great tasting tea too. In India, they drink it every day. They love the tulsi tea. Holy basil is what a lot of other people call it. And I enjoy the taste. Sometimes I'll just drink holy basil by itself. Sometimes we also put a little bit of peppermint with it. And peppermint is a very good tasting tea in itself also. But my husband enjoys peppermint and holy basil. But we added the both of them into this because it's just a fantastic combination. I also have peppermint in here because I thought, why not? It's going to make a perfect blend. And peppermint is an anti-inflammatory. Anti-inflammatory you want at this time to bring down everything, and you want to concentrate on making something that's going to be pleasurable at this time. It's a stimulant, but not a stimulant like coffee. You don't want something that's going to make you all revved up, but it's also going to be cooling, and it's also going to bring in some gentleness to the body. This is a great after dinner, after any meal that you eat. It's going to be great for your nerves at this time. It's a nerve-on. It's great on the nervous system, the circulatory, the liver. It opens up the lungs, okay? So I'm thinking allergies, and I'm thinking whatever kind of allergies, if you're having any kind of postnasal drip, or if you're having anything that has to do with the nervous system. So I'm thinking we really want peppermint in this blend, and it tastes great. So another one that is a really good tea, and this one is also good for children. This is good for calming and relaxing, is chamomile. It's good for the entire family. There is a very, very tiny group of people that could be allergic to this herb. And if you are allergic to this herb, all you have to do is switch it out with this right here. And this right here is good at helping you get rid of your mucus. So don't worry about chamomile. If you say, oh, I can't have chamomile just breaks me out or whatever, just take chamomile out and put this in there, okay? Because this is what I said, this is good in teas. I've got a tea blend. Actually, it's a tea blend right back over here. I'm not going to talk about it because it's really good. But I use this in there. And so don't worry about it. If you're allergic to chamomile, just take the chamomile out and put calendula flowers in there, okay? And I know you're probably wondering, well, how much do I put in there? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Well, this is a quart right here. And I didn't get my spoon out, so if you'll give me just 1 second, I'll get the spoon. I used this spoon, and this is like a bigger, like a serving spoon. And this is a serving spoon. It's not like a tablespoon. It's like, I don't know, 1/8 of a spoon, a third, or it's just a big spoon. And I use the parts method because that's old folk parts method. You can use according to your family, and this is my tea. This is my tea basket, and I use about, for to get this out, I'll use about 2 of these, okay? And that will serve me and my husband about 4 or 5 cups, maybe more. Sometimes I just use 1 of these to get us 4 cups. It depends on how strong you want your tea. And we use one of these little cast iron tea skillets. You can use a little tea ball, and the little tea balls are just individual for 1 cup. So you'd want to use about a teaspoon. But if you're going to make something like this that's going to last a while, you may want to use, your primary herbs are going to be your ashwagandha. I'll put about 3 ashwagandha. I'll put about 3 of the nettles, 3 of the holy basil. I put 2 peppermint, 2 chamomile, and 1 of the ginger. And if you email me, I will put the parts down beside each herb. And according to your taste and your flavor, you may not want as much of one herb inside here, but it doesn't get me all the way up here. It gets me about right here. I've used a little bit of this. So I've used about, I don't know, I've used about 4 of these out of here. So it's according to how much you want to put in here. You may not like as much peppermint as we like. You may not like as much chamomile as I like. But the primary herbs, I will put like 3 of these. And then the nettles and the ashwagandha, and because the reason that I just put the ginger in here is because it's a good warming herb, and I'll go over that in a minute. But that's the basic reason why I do what I do. And then when you're blending tea, and I've got a video out on how to blend teas. I might go ahead and put it in here too, if I can remember. But you just want to make sure you have all your herbs, and then when you go to blend them, there's primary herbs, and then there's the other herbs, and then you can basically blend them all up, and then you see, well, I don't really want, and you can taste it, and then you say, I don't want that one so much, I want this one, and you can pick and choose the ones that you really like the most. And that's really why we do a lot. I've heard some people say, I didn't really want that one at all, and they'll substitute another one for that one. So that's how it's done. Okay, so we're back on chamomile. And the reason we're on chamomile is because of the fact that it smells great. That's what I always put. It smells great. It's calming, it's relaxing, because when you're in a state like this, you may have some itching and some irritation, and you may not even realize that you have a lot of anxiety going on because of all you're going through at this time. If you have a rash, or if your nose is running like me, I don't have a lot of rashes, so to speak, but I'm very irritated because of the fact that I'm itching, and I'm just, inside of me, I'm uncomfortable. I'm extremely uncomfortable. And I know what's going on. I just, for the most part, mentally, I know what's going on. And I'll sometimes my ears will itch. You'll see me, I'm just scratching. And I'm very uncomfortable inside my own skin. So I need something to help me relax. I need something to help me calm down. And chamomile tea is my go-to tea. It is just my go-to tea. And I've got a tincture that I love, which is it's marshmallow, and it's mullein. And you can put peppermint with it, but this tea will help you relax as well. But this is chamomile, just to give you a little bit of a study, or what they've done with chamomile. In college, people that have test anxiety, and I was one of those people. They tested it on people that had test anxiety, and people that had test anxiety, they gave them this. They said, "Here, drink this chamomile tea," and gave them some time to just be in a dark library, a room. That's where they did me for a long time. They said, just sit here and just, and it was kind of dark. They'd have like these little lights, but just enough to where you could read just a little bit, and just couches. And then after you got that, 15-20 minutes to relax, and you drank your tea, they'd say, okay, now, and then they'd put you over in an area where there wasn't like in a classroom setting, and then you could test all by yourself. Chamomile really does work. It works for small children. It works in preparing for bed. It works. It works. It works. I love chamomile tea. It works for dogs. It works for dogs. You just pour a bowl into my dog's chamomile tea, and he'll drink it and then go over there and sit down and relax. It works. And it works for external, the same as calendula. You can put a tea bag there where they're itching or scratching or whatever. It works. I'm a believer in chamomile. Now, like I said, if you're allergic to it, just don't worry about it. Just don't take it. Okay. Nettles is really good. It's very nutritive herb. It's astringent. It's a diuretic. It's tonic. It's hypertensive, which means it's going to lower your blood pressure, which is really a plus. And it's a hemostatic, which means it can work with other, it can also help, clot your blood, but it can work with other herbs if it doesn't do as strong of a job, if it's not that strong. And some people, or it can work with like yarrow and other herbs to help clot your blood. And ginger, the final herb. You say, why all those herbs? Just sometimes you just need all those herbs. Ginger has been around for a very, very, very long time. Very, very, very long time. It's very famous in India. It's very famous in China. And it helps with poor circulation. It brings a lot of warmth to the extremities of our body. It helps people with cancer in India. They walk around chewing on it. People that have had treatments on cancer. And, your mouth stays dry a lot. And so they just chew on it. It's so good if you have nausea, so those two are really good. Pregnant mothers, I tell, sometimes peppermint does nothing for people. If you have GERD too, is just like, don't even talk to me about peppermint. But put ginger in there, and ginger will help you with nausea if you're pregnant. A lot of OBGYN doctors will say, just drink some peppermint tea or drink some ginger tea, you'll be fine. And it really works. Ginger tea, like if you leave home without it, and once you've had it, you're like, I'm going on a trip, and you accidentally eat something somewhere, just take you some ginger tea. You're going to be fine. So this here is, it's, they're doing studies on it all the time. And people are learning to love ginger everywhere. People say, oh, I know about ginger, but they won't know anything else about any other herb. So that's what I find fascinating. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour some ginger tea in here, and we're going to have a cup of this. We're going to have 3 or 4 cups, and it's going to really, the ashwagandha is going to help us sleep at night. You can drink it throughout the day. Take your tincture and enjoy yourself a cup of tea. Anytime, whether you have allergies or not, this is a great tea to really make yourself rest. Just enjoy the day. It's called Happy Time Tea, okay? But it's great to build up, not stimulate, but build up the immune system. Another great thing that we're gonna do, and we're gonna close with this. This is gonna be a great time because anytime we are stressing out or we're having a bad time with our allergies, we are dumping a lot of magnesium. And so most people are deficient in one way or another on magnesium. So I highly recommend, instead of taking a bath and pouring a bunch of chemicals on our body, no type of eucalyptus or lavender or anything like that in your Epsom salt. Just straight Epsom salt. Just straight, clean Epsom salt. No, nothing in there. You know, no lavender, no this, no that. And I know you think, well, I really want lavender in there. You know, I want something in there to make my body feel better. And I would normally agree with you, but when you have a lot of allergies going on right now, let's not mess with the lavender or the eucalyptus or anything. Let's just leave everything plain Jane right now. Let's just get something in there that's going to let the body kind of have no smell, no other, just nothing, okay? And this is going to put a little bit of, this Epsom salt has some, it's magnesium sulfate. And what this is magnesium. It's going to put it straight into your pores. It's going to help you really rest. It's going to help you to really just feel so good when you go to bed. Okay, you want to put anywhere from 3/4 or a half to a whole cup in your bath water. You're going to take a warm bath. You're going to feel really good after everything that you've done. You're going to wake up the next day and you're going to start the program all over again, okay? And you're going to do this depending on the type of severity of your allergy attack, how your skin feels the next day. If you happen to put lotion on or any kind of thing, I wouldn't put any oil on your body. I would let your body breathe. I would put no perfumes, no dyes. I would put a clean with no perfume and no dyes lotion on, okay? And the reason I say that is because dyes and perfumes can actually aggravate our senses and make our situation worse. And if you have any clothing that has synthetic clothing, and I'm talking about like if you have cotton that is clean white cotton or clean white linen, that would be even awesome. So anyway, this is Rexanna, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope I have spoke something that triggers something in your mind that could help you. And I know this video has gone extremely long, and I thank you for staying with me, and I hope that you do like and share this video, and I hope and I really pray that this has spoke some kind of truth to you, and I hope that you enjoy this video, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye for now. This is Rexanna with Past Present Herbs. Bye-bye.